First, Brazil has become a consolidated democracy. I mean, institutions have become strong. The economy, I mean, is not doing bad. I mean, we're going, as everyone else, through a bad phase now, but, you know, you have almost no unemployment. I mean, people, you know, it's the time where people are getting more money. So I wouldn't say this is, these are protests against more rights or more democratic rights. These are not protests against the way people find jobs or make their money. I think these protests are much more connected to the quality of services in Brazil. I mean, the service that we deliver to the people, which we need to understand they are not good. What we need to find is ways, okay, we're doing this, and how can we find ways to listen more to people? How can we get more institutionalized channels so that people can participate more? I think that's the challenge that we got ahead of us.
In the first instance, above all, this is about spending priorities, isn't it? People are saying, why are millions and millions being spent on on sporting projects and not being spent on basic infrastructure, on health, on education, which are completely inadequate?
Brazil has lost a great opportunity in the World Cup. I mean, why is that so? Because FIFA just asked for the stadiums, and Brazil just is delivering stadiums. We gotta do things and act in a way that we can tell people, okay, we're able to do the Olympics, we're able to do the World Cup, and that does not mean that we are not capable of delivering good services in health and education or any other service or transportation.
The result of the Olympics, many people say, is that thousands of people are moved forcibly, compulsorily, out of poor communities, out of favelas, put in places without enough consultation where they don't want to be, and that in the end that land will go to private developers.
Yeah, I mean, what they should do is like, show me, where is it?
There's a whole series of communities of favelas which are partly,
I mean, you gotta
partly being
tell
moved.
Me one name.
And that is Olympic connected.
I mean, tell me one name. Tell me one name. If you don't know now, you can come back here and tell me, okay, Mr. Mayor, there's this community that was disappropriated because of the Olympics. This is not true.
Autódromo is being partly moved.
I mean, that's the exception I was going to make. So where you have the Olympic Park, this is the only one that is completely connected to the Olympics. I mean, the Olympic Park...
Isn't that a perfect case?
No,
and afterwards,
it
said the land will go to a private developer.
I would say that's a perfect case, and that's the only case. So when we speak about thousands of people being moved, this is not thousands of people being moved and communities all over the city. So this is the only case that's completely connected to the Olympics. It's the Olympic Park. There's a poor community. In the area we're supposed to be built the Olympic Park. This was put on the bid. And we are building homes for these people just 500 meters in much better conditions from where they live today.
In the course of this conversation, you've talked a lot very generally, but you haven't actually made any further commitments in terms of spending or in terms of change. Isn't
all this too vague? I mean, if you look, let me tell you, I mean, it's not, I go straight to points. I mean, if you look at our educational system, we are now building almost 300 schools in the city of Rio.
But you're not going to change anything then as a result of the protests?
I mean,
you're only talking about what you're already doing.
No, I'm not talking about what I'm already doing. I mean, the first thing we said, okay, you want to discuss the fare, the price of the fare for the buses. We moved back. How can we communicate better that we're spending 25% of our budget in education? How can we explain to people that we're spending 25% of our budget in health?
In the end, you haven't really admitted making any mistakes.
No,
doesn't that really illustrate part of the problem?
I mean, obviously not. I mean, when I go back with the fare of the buses.
That's the only mistake.
No, that's not the only mistake. I mean, I can tell you many mistakes. Again, when we don't invest more in education, in health, I mean, people are asking for more. So, I mean, we are just in the middle of this crisis. So, I mean, we're saying we're not perfect. I mean, what we need to do is, when you talk about services, the way we need to improve our services, I mean, obviously, there's something that we need to push harder. I mean, that's the point. I mean, health is no good in Rio. I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying we're improving. We are improving. I mean, education is improving. We're improving. But is it good? No. People want more transparency. People want more openness. And that's what we got to deliver that.